Good morning. Why do I get on here then always need to fart? Anyway, it's what, 8 to 6. 5:52. Yeah, phew. Just had Just Right cleansers. It's very it's a the fiber I think helps keep you regular. It's not funny, I know. I should start the video again, but it's natural, It's natural as sneezing, really, when you think about it. Or coughing. Get a bit stuck. Yeah, I mean, essentially, I went bush. I'm a bit of a. I went up to Catherine and disassociated with modern society. I went back to the basics. Survivalist sort of SAS training, and so I'm sort of a bit of a naturalist at heart. I like computers. I like things, but I have disassociated with things like for a period of time to see another perspective. And I know a lot of other people do this kind of thing these days. They go bush, they go into the wild, and I did mine. I did my little journey just to get perspective. I was getting a bit bogged down. Maybe Jesus did the same thing. He went off to the desert and just got perspective. Had it out with Satan and came back and thought, I don't want to be evil, and then all the evils of the world attacked him, So, yeah, how do you go to a church and say, do you mind if I'm myself, Do you mind if I'm my own spirit and recognise as that, It's like going to the police or going to school teacher and go, hi, I'm Evan. Do you mind if I'm Evan? Do you mind if I'm myself? The whole world's talking about me, a Bible written about me, and do you mind if I'm just myself and I can speak for myself? That's all I'm asking, really. To be acknowledged, really, to say, yeah, that's me. That was me at some stage in my growth. I'm not like that anymore. I'm different. I have a sense of humor. Back then, I didn't. Humor wasn't invented till no one had humor, really. The world was just absolutely. It's like the Joker says, why so serious? It's like, well, if you think back to where we've been, some people are still there, it's still serious. That's probably why it's so serious. They still take these things very seriously, like, they don't know how to have fun. That's the trick, And fun doesn't have to be violence, blowing up things with bombs. It can just be letting off party cracker things and, having a beer, or whatever, Coke Zero or whatever your flavour is. But yeah, I think, I suppose I should go to a church and say, hi, that was me. I was Jesus. Do you mind just not praying at me, please? Because I'm trying to play Xbox. Or it's not funny, I suppose. So many people are so serious about someone who's been gone for 2,000 years. Still moping over him, I suppose it's God's spirit, so they're caught up in it, and wanting answers, but you don't find the answers in moping over history. Really, you got to keep up with the modern age, really, to find answers. I think if you're in that society, I mean, there'd be people that say, "No, you don't. You just go back and tend animals and grow your crops in your gardens and sit at home and smoke a pipe, and that's fine." That's the modern age for them. We're not all really that far off that, really. I mean, what have we really done? Developed a computer system and a television and a bit of electricity and fridge, an electric oven. I mean, people are trying to make automated stuff like robots, but that's sort of an end to all technology, really, isn't it? When it becomes a different being, where it's actually able to produce itself and sustain itself. We don't, the robot won't need us then. It will be able to do its own little journey, and whether it wakes up and becomes a sentient being or not is I suppose ultimately it's probably the laws of possibility. It's quite possible if it's made of different electrical signals and currents, and consciousness might be, if consciousness is a thing, or whether it's just something we don't understand. We're sort of, our ego thinks that we're sort of, excuse me, the fact that we can see and we're aware that we're alive, we think is such a precious thing. Maybe it's just a scientific phenomenon, physics, like looking through a kaleidoscope or something, what is looking through, what is seeing, that's the big question. In a robot, what would be seeing? Would it be the diodes or the electrical signal, or what part would perceive itself, Is it just a connection to the greater God, or or whatever that is, that sentient, omnipotent being that can sense itself, it has such growth, it can look back on itself, it can, I just wonder about how you own your own space. I always seem to be fighting for my own space, and all these people sort of praying at you and encroaching in on you and saying, no, you're not yourself. And, I've had that most of my life, people breaking into my space and sort of, whatever you want to call it. Got to that climatic event at that rave party where, I was kind of, faced all that karma, that stigma of the world coming on me. It felt like the whole sins of the world fell on top of me, And then I went out and felt to blame for everything in the world. I had to get through all that and say it wasn't all my fault, It's really, honestly, I'd never done anything wrong. I was just stigmatized by the Bible, or religions, which should have been forgotten a long time ago. Really, once their purpose ran out, there's not much purpose in it now. It's just a money maker. People making money over someone else's life, and I'm missing out. I've got nothing, so all the attention's going to these people about my life, and I can't make a cent. All my money's already there somewhere, locked away. Probably with my wife, and she's off somewhere else. And I don't really know what the answer is to it. How you resolve that? If we go to a church and say, "Oh, that's me," they'll go, "Oh, no, he's up in the sky," Where else would he be? He's on Earth, dummies. I shouldn't say dummies, should I? So I sit around, poke at all my inventions. Surrounded by my things. The thing of things. Things I've contributed to inventing over the course of centuries. People have elaborated on my designs, my concepts, my ideas, and come up with some cool stuff. Like that fridge, the fridges. To me, I look at the design and I say, I would do it differently. They are not, what's the word? Not efficient. Convenient. Because you get them, you charge the battery and they last for a few hours. That's all right if you're going out to a party for a couple of hours. But say you're going camping for a few days, plug in your solar panel, it doesn't really charge properly. I don't know, you try and charge it in your car, flattens your battery. Yeah, I don't know. They're on a knife edge sometimes, the efficiency and the convenience, and for what they are, just cooling your food a little bit. I don't know. The cost of them, thousands of dollars just for this bloody fridge. Yeah. And that one was only a few $100s, I think. This is quite a cheap one, but still decent product. But I think it's called Roven or something. Gee, I've got to get my cord back from my sister. I wonder how you can lose someone's cord. The power cord for it. Some of us don't value things, See, I don't know what the answer is. How do you own your own life again when it's getting abused by so many people in the world? And abuse isn't always intentional. It's just the sort of thinking you're somewhere else. It's like I walk around getting ignored because everyone thinks I'm somewhere else, And the whole climax of that was at that rave where I totally got disassociated with my life. I got ripped apart, ripped out of it because everyone was praying that I was somewhere else, and it's almost like going through death in a way, except the world around you dies and you're still alive. All your connections to everyone dies, and I have to go around every day and make sure everything's connected again. Everyone out there's thinking I'm somewhere else again and tearing my identity away because they think it's worth money. Well, I'm just trying to say that's all I want, just to be recognised as myself. Like I say, I'm not a religious person. I mean, I may have built a few churches over the years, but I don't walk around thinking, oh, gee, I'm going to claim all this land for myself because I'm Christ. I want all my churches and I want all my servants and slaves and my you know. You just want to be fairly treated and have what you deserve in life. Everyone's born with deserving something, deserving a fulfilling life that's sustainable, and what words am I trying to think of? Fulfilling life that's something you expect growing up. Is the things that you expect in life should basically happen. As you expect them, you should be able to go through life. And I've had periods where it's just been so detrimental that it's amazing I even got back up on my feet. But it's also the fact that a lot of people do think of me well, and I have put myself out there and I have exposed myself a bit, that I've actually found my way back to sanity and reality and heaven on earth, or wherever I was born. I'm just trying to say I'm not somewhere else in heaven floating around in space. I'm here on earth. Yeah. I'm in heaven on earth. This whole experience, has wiped out my sense of evil, or what most people use to pick up women, and deception in a way to sort of get a woman in their life. You almost, a lot of guys have to deceive women almost to seduce them. It's sort of a deception in a way. I have to rely on my good nature now. That's going to be tough in this society, isn't it? Relying on your good nature to pick up a girl, hopefully hoping you find a good one, not a a skanky hoe that that wants you to assault her or whatever. I don't know, I keep trying to get my life that I deserve back together, and I don't want to sit at home in this unit all my life. I want to be doing all the things I expect to happen in my life on schedule. It's still all there ahead of me. I'll just be nice with a bit more input. I can't do all the things I want to do without input from other people, and to feel I own that space, my life, my spirit, my soul. It might be the spirit of God for all we know, but still, it's the same as everyone else. It's just maybe a bigger, more elaborate soul or spirit. And we should respect it as the person I am, not that I'm somewhere else. You're imagining, or you don't imagine people at places. You just know they're there, and you go and visit, and you spend time with them. I don't know why people argue so much over these sort of things. It's blatantly obvious to me, but anyway, I might do a bit of study before I go to school. I've got a couple of hours, so a bit tired. I don't feel like coming back to bed though, so I might just do a bit of study. Now, this is the proof of mistreatment. I shouldn't look like this. I should have nice skin and a nice nose. Shouldn't be all puffy and nice hair, not all falling out. That's why all these things happen. It's not natural to lose your form. Still there. I'm still fine. I just need some loving. I hope it turns around sometime. People realise you shouldn't own another person and obsess over them. It's almost like obsessing over celebrity and saying they don't exist and they're somewhere else. And and I'm not a celebrity. Like, this lifetime, I haven't done anything famous. I've said a few things online, but I haven't had responses. But so it's like being treated as a celebrity, but not being recognised. It's terrible. Anyway, have a good day.